Good morning, everybody. Good morning, happy Saturday. Glad you could join me this morning. For those of you that haven't got a clue what I'm doing and watching this video later, I'm raising money for the Sue Ryder Hospice at Thorpe Hall in Peterborough, sort of via my niece. My niece is running the London Marathon in April, and she needs minimum of £3,000 to actually take part. I don't know what the rules are, don't quote me on anything, but I know that she committed to £3,000 being raised for the Sue Ryder, morning Zoe, morning for the Sue Ryder Hospice in Peterborough. And part of my commitment as a auntie, a best auntie of course, is that I help raise those funds for her, just with something that I can do with my sewing. Morning Kath. So the idea is that I actually put together a quilt. This is nearly done now. This is nearly done. I put together a quilt that I'm going to give away, basically. It's a small one, you can see it's a lap size quilt. It will actually be slightly bigger than this because I should put borders on it and obviously the binding, so it'd be slightly bigger than this. I haven't measured it, to be perfectly honest. It's 14 of these little half rectangle triangle blocks altogether, 14 across and 8 down, which actually makes quite well, I think quite a nice size quilt. And I've actually got some left over because I made enough for a 16 across, but the actual colours that I chose in the solid pinks, I didn't have enough to make the design, because actually there is some sort of design going on in this. Hello Helen. So yeah, so today we're going to sew some of these rows together. I don't suppose for a minute we're going to get them all done, but we'll do a few. Now the idea is, if you donate today and today only, you'll be in the chance of winning another prize as well. I've put that on a post on my page. So if you donate today, I'll put your name in the pot to win a Franny purse, which I've got in front of me, and also a fat quarter bundle, which I've got in front of me. So you can have a look at those in a sec. But the idea is that you donate so I can raise money for my niece Amanda. Now I put a pinned post on this, so if you look down where you would comment, there should be a little pinned post with a little tiny blue pin tack, if you like, and if you click on that you can go to my sum up shop, find the link for the scrappy quilt and donate there, okay? And then all the funds that you donate, because I get charged for every donation, I get a transaction fee taken off your £5, £10, £15 donation. But my commitment to Amanda is that I fulfil the full amount. So my commitment is that I pay that extra. I donate that myself, I suppose. So after last weekend's sewing along, I sent, I think it was £520 over to Amanda's Just Giving page. She also got gift aid, and the reason why she got gift aid is because I donated from my personal bank account, and that entitles me then to request gift aid, which I thought was I mean, it's £130, so she got altogether £650 last week, which is amazing. When you do donate, just a little bit of word of warning, if you do donate direct to Amanda's Just Giving page, which of course you can do, and one or two of the ladies have, be careful, because you might be asked to give a tip to the Just Giving company, I suppose. I mean, they've got to pay for the costs of running the website and all the rest of it, the admin side. But just be aware of that, okay? As you're going through the pages of the Just Giving page, if you choose to go that route, and if Amanda doesn't post her link, then other people may, and it's on other posts. So you can do that direct. You don't have to go through my sum up shop at all, but just be aware that they will ask for a tip, and it's not always obvious. I just say that because I got caught out last week. I've had it refunded, so thank you very much for Just Giving for refunding me, because it was quite a lot of money. Yes, so Amanda has had £650 put into her Just Giving page. As I say, she's I think from memory she's well over. Is she about £2,500 now? I'd have to look to be reminded. And if Amanda looks at this in a little while, she'll perhaps tell us exactly how much she's got. She's also having a massive tombola in April at one of the supermarkets in Peterborough, and she told us about this last week. And she's got lots of other people joining in throughout the day. There's a whole list of people that are going to be taking part in entertainment and all that sort of thing to help her raise money. And she's got one of her rooms in her house is full of tombola gifts, so which is fantastic. She's been absolutely inundated. So if you live in the Peterborough area, then pop along. Again, details, I will put those details in. I don't have them to hand, but I will put those details into the live later. And talking about lives, because this is only a short-term event of mine to help raise money for Amanda, I'm doing this as a Facebook Live because, as you know by now, there's been a lot of talk about it. Lives on Facebook only last 30 days now and they get deleted. Thank you very much, Facebook. Not very handy. It also means that all historic lives are going to be deleted as well, which again is not all that handy, because we've put an awful lot of work into our lives over the years, and there must be thousands against my page and my group, and it physically and mentally it can't be done to move them anywhere else. So I'm doing this as a live, knowing full well that it'll be deleted in 30 days. And that suits me because that's about how long I would want to help Amanda for. If I put it into YouTube and give you the link, she'll practically have run the marathon by then. So there's little point. So we'll keep this as a live. So I will pick and choose where I put lives in onto YouTube. And in future, if I or Kath do a tutorial, so we're going to show you how to make something, we will do all of our lives in YouTube. And for those of you that don't do YouTube, please join. It's free, there's no catches, there's not any, it's not like Facebook where you've got a huge amount of personal interaction. It's kind of like private to you in a way, and you can comment if you want. You have to sign in to comment when on a live, so that's in the future. So any tutorials that we do, Kath or I, will be done via YouTube. So please do sign up to YouTube. Well, all you have to do is subscribe to my channel, subscribe to Kath's channel, and then you won't miss anything. So a lot of, as I say, the tutorials will be done in there. But this isn't a tutorial. This is just stitching along with me, a sew along, a nice little project on a Saturday morning just for this week. And then after that, I shall be at Newmarket Quilt Show next weekend, so I won't be doing a live then. But possibly the following weekend, depending how far I've got with this, depending on the Newmarket Quilt Show, of course, with the work being done there, well, then we can quilt it and then I can give it away. So if you donate today, it's a bit long-winded, isn't it? If you donate today, then you'll be in a chance to win the quilt that I shall put together. It'll have borders on, it'll have binding as well. I might have a scrappy border, I'm not sure, maybe a plain border. Anyway, scrappy binding for sure. So you have a chance to win the quilt that we're putting together, and you've seen me do that over the last few weeks. Been lots of pictures posted now. But also, if I go down onto my desktop here, you'll see I've got all my frannies that I've made so far. I do need to make some more, I have to say. And these are going to be for sale at Newmarket next weekend. But you can win one of these, so you can pick whichever one you like. I've already put two aside. Karen won this one last week. She was lucky enough to be picked out. She donated last week and she wanted the Liberty purse, so that's the one that Karen's going to get. And Sue has already asked me to save her one of the orange sort of yellow batik purses, so that's for Sue. So those have been earmarked for people. But these are all the ones that you can choose from. Oh, in actual fact, Jackie won one of these last week as well. So you can win one of those, so just let me know which one when your name comes up. And also I'll pick a second person to win a fat quarter bundle. I've got a lot of these bundles in stock, so these are all being used as giveaways. So you can see they're lovely fabrics, nice and useful. You've got some really pretty ones there. You've got some ones that are a bit more plain. You've got the green and the blue, which are actually almost the same. And then you've got the sort of teacup ones, really, the Japanese teacups, really lovely. So lots of lovely fabric. So you'll either win a bundle of fat quarters, or you can choose a Franny purse. They're kind of monetarily, they're probably about the same when I go to sell these at Newmarket. So whichever, it doesn't matter. But I'll pick 2 people out, maybe tomorrow, maybe Monday, and then you'll be in the chance of winning the fat quarters or one of these lovely Franny purses, and they are cute. It's my favourite purse. I have one in my bag already. You've got the back to put your cards in, and then you've got the zippy pocket to put your cash in there, your change. You could use it for other things, but that's what I use mine for. Got a little popper there, it's really lovely. So there we are, that's your prizes. So we better get stitching, and now what I've done is, good or bad, I have pinned this onto the back of a quilt, which is obviously, you can see that, which is hanging up behind me. Let's get rid of my Frannies. And there are 8 rows on here. I know you can't see all 8. If I move out the way, you'll be able to see. Sorry about the screwed up bit in the middle. There is a story behind that which I'm not going to share, but you can see roughly there's a pattern going on there with the colours, the tones of the pink. So it's all light in the middle, then it's a slightly darker, then it's slightly darker, and then it's dark, and that dark goes all the way around the outside. So I might well do the binding in this dark fabric. I do have some more of it, so I might well do that. So that's what it looks like. It's going to look even better when it's put together, and then once it's quilted it will look sensational, because they always do, regardless of how you feel about your quilts, they always look sensational when you quilt. So what I'm going to do is pick, you can't quite see, it's out of shot, this is the 3rd row down. I've got one above and then another one above that, so I'm going to take the top 2 and put them together, and what I'm going to do is unpin. I'm going to flip this first one over. I know you can't see this, just so I know which edges I'm stitching together. There you are, you can see that. So I just need to come along here. You have to excuse my my back for a moment, and I'll just take these, as I say, these first 2 rows off. I'm just going to pin them together so I know which 2 seams, if you like, which 2 raw edges I'm going to stitch together. So there we go, and I've done the pin. Thanks, Kath. I think it's lovely with all the pinks. I mean, pinks are not everybody's cup of tea, I know, but I was trying to work through my stash, and I thought, oh, I'll use loads of this, but I actually haven't. My stash looks just as big as it did before. So so you can see slightly, we've got the dark pinks going around the top, and these 2 here, and then it goes down to 1 at some point, and then we've got sort of a medium tone here. Just thank you for the donations, by the way, they're coming up on my phone, so I appreciate that. And then a lighter tone, and then here we go, let me just move it along, slightly lighter tone there, and then you've got the centre section which is pink, light pink, and they sort of expand out, so they look quite nice. But I like the scrappy look of it as well. I wanted to use up lots of pieces to make scrappy half rectangle triangles. Did anybody see Tula Pink's, well actually it's not her pan, but did you see Tula Pink's half rectangle triangle quilt? Excuse me. And that just goes to show what you can do with a half rectangle triangle. If you haven't looked at it, please find Tula Pink and have a look, it's amazing. So that's my top row, that's my 2nd row down, so we're just going to flip them over right sides together. Now there's a lot of seams here, a lot of seams, but I've pressed this so each seam is going to be nested, which might make it easier for me, it might not. I am absolutely not going to pin every single one. I'm just going to stitch it and hope for the best that I nest them as I go. Don't forget, if you do use my template, which is really a super template, I ought to give one to Tula really, because goodness knows how she created those half rectangle triangles. I mean, they are perfect, but it was a bit long-winded, I have to say. But anyway, she's a clever girl there. Don't forget, these edges have been cut, so you could easily rip your stitches open, so just be very gentle if you do happen to make something like this. Okay, just be careful. So I'm just going to pop it under the machine and see how we go, and I'm going to use my stiletto. I was having trouble thinking what it was called. I'm going to use my stiletto, and that will do. Let's push that out. Let's move that out of the way, because that's a little bit, I could put them there. There you go. And I'm just going to move my camera slightly. It's always difficult to know where your cameras, oops, wrong way, cameras should quite go when you set up. I always have my machine at an angle anyway. You can see that is the edge of the table there, and I always have it at an angle, and that's from working on TV. I can't seem to get out of the habit of doing that. Right, so I put my machine on a 1/4 inch seam. Now, don't trust that necessarily, but it is a good guide. You really do need to measure from your needle point to the edge of your foot to make sure that is 1/4 inch. Otherwise, the whole thing will be out. So do measure from the needle point to the edge of your foot. It really is worth it. And then when you know that you've got it exactly in the right position, put a piece of tape on your machine to help you guide your fabric. If you put a nice long piece along here, obviously I don't have any handy, then it'll help you hold your fabric straight, and all of these things will help. They'll help you no end. So literally we're just going to stick it under the machine and see what happens. Some of these points I honestly can say will be out, because when I was cutting the half rectangle, when I was stitching the rows together and I was stitching these seams here, the pieces together, there was definitely some bits that I thought, yeah, that's not gonna end up being a point. But I'm not gonna shoot myself for doing that. I think it's a giveaway. Somebody somewhere is going to absolutely be thrilled, as I would be, to receive a handmade quilt done with love, done with good intentions, and raising money for a great cause. And I think that's how we have to look at it sometimes, not the perfection. We don't want to aim necessarily. Gosh, you'd beat yourself up, wouldn't you, if you're aiming for perfection every day of your life? It's not worth it, really not worth it. So what we do is we do our best. But we have lots of nested seams here. But as I pressed everything correctly, so one goes one way, one goes the other, theoretically they should nest beautifully, and because they've all been cut with a template, they pretty much fit perfectly. So the seams will line up. Well, points might be dodgy, but I'm not too bothered about that. It's a funny thing, because actually once you've quilted it, those sort of things kind of disappear. They really do. They really do disappear. And yeah, I think we all strive for perfection, but yeah, it's best not to beat yourself up about it. When you're stitching these together, you can see, certainly on this top one, where the point will be, but you can't see on the bottom. And if you pinned this, basted it, clipped it together, oh gosh, you know, a million things that you could do, then maybe you'll see them match up. But my attitude is, I'm just grateful that I've got the time to actually put the whole thing together. Oh dear. So for those of you that are watching now, tell me what you've been up to. Tell me what you've been doing this week. It's been half term down here in Suffolk, and I know some places it's not half term until this coming week, but it's always half term on my birthday week, which I always get fed up about because if we go out anyway, there's lots of lovely children, lovely children, having fun times. I'm saying nothing. Now I'm just going to do a back stitch on the end there, just a couple of stitches. Oh, thanks Judith. And we'll see. Let's have a look and see what it looks like. That's not bad, is it? That's not bad. I mean, I'm actually really not too bothered about it, but that's not bad. Let's have a look further along. Yeah, so my points aren't too bad. It's whether I've got, you know, whether I've chopped off my triangles or not. So that's the first row done, which actually is not so bad. So let's just get you looking at that on the overhead. Oh, do you know what? I blooming love this. So we've got to remember that this is our top row. This is the next row down because we've got the two little pink ones there. Now the next row, which I'll get off my the back there, I think I've got 4 pinks. We'll have a look when I get it down. So let me just go and get that. That's something, I put some of the rectangles together and then I unpick them. So some of them have still got stitches. So let's get this one. Oops. Then we're going to put a pin in the top so I know that that's the top row, because it has got some sort of pattern going on, believe it or not. So we'll see how much we can get done this morning, and then obviously we'll finish off over the next, well, I'll try and get it finished off for the next few days. I'm going to be a little bit busy now getting ready for Newmarket, so we'll see. I'm not going to promise anything. Yeah, so look, there's my 2 light pinks there, and the next row I've got a lot of threads, so let's pull those out. The next row is 4 light pinks. Oh no, actually wrong, I lied. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the reason we've got 6, I know you can't see them all, is because I had more of these light pinks than I thought. I knew I had lots of the dark, so that's why they're on the edge and all around the quilt. But I didn't realise how many light pinks I've got. So so the next row is 6. Now if you look at Tula's quilt, she has, well, the pattern, it's not her pattern as it happens, but anyway, she's made it so these plain ones here, they all work that they're the same colour. You need to look at it to understand. So when this is put together, you'll see some that are complete triangles or diamonds with the plains, and some of them are not. And there's nothing wrong with that, that's just how it works. But if we look at the top row, you'll see that all my diamonds are scraps. So actually that works really well, really well. So this is my next row, so I'm just going to flip that, and I'm going to, where I've pinned it, I put a pin here, and I know, because I know that's the top, so I know that's going to sit there. And if I come down here, this is the other end, and that's where I'll start stitching. Okay, and again the seams are all nested because of the way I pressed, so I'm going to make it really easy. So look at that. So somebody somewhere is going to win this quilt. Okay, I'm going to, for every £5 donated, don't forget, this quilt is going to be given away, so somebody is going to win it. And there's not huge amounts of people. When I let's go to the side camera, I got a letter from each when was it, Thursday, just to thank me again, which is very kind of them. I don't really need the thanks, but anyway, very kind of them. Thanked me again for the donations that we all did for the each giveaway quilts. Do you remember? We had about 14, didn't we? And they said, what a phenomenal fundraising event we did, and that if we were to do anything else in the future, obviously for each, that they would support me, i.e. you, with the fundraising event, and make sure it's advertised and all that sort of thing. And how very, very grateful they were. She invited me to go to one of the hospices just to look around to see where the money is spent. But I'd already been sort of, I don't know if it was November last year, and I donated a quilt, one of the quilts I donated. And I said no, I didn't particularly want to go again because I've already been and I know a lot about the charity, so I'm very happy with just, you know, just donating really rather than participating. Anyway, we raised well over £4,000. I mean, that is absolutely incredible, absolutely incredible. And obviously she was thrilled, I was thrilled. I said to her, well, I will talk to all the ladies again and thank them so much. I mean, it's been over a year now since we started that, and that was absolutely phenomenal. It really was absolutely phenomenal. So thank you once again. So this time we're raising money for the Sue Ryder Thorpe Hall Hospice in Peterborough, which is where my niece Amanda works as an occupational therapist, and she is running the London Marathon in April, and she needs the money. Basically, you have to, if you run the marathon, you have to kind of promise that you're going to raise a certain amount of money. I think the minimum is probably 3,000. So that's what she's done. So look there, we've done another row. See how easy it comes together, and I'm not going super duper fast here. I'm just having a nice time basically, and having a chat. So there we are. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's got bits on it. I shall have to get me sticky roller on it. A bit of thread there. Let's get rid of that. Yeah. So as they're nesting well, it's working out well. So some of these diamonds will be in the planes, will be absolutely, you know, all the same colour, but actually it's more about the scraps, and I didn't realise how much they would stand out, and I think that's super, really lovely. Oh, Judith says she's been endeavouring to make Xavier while looking after grandchildren. Oh, good luck with that then, Judith. Both. Both events. Right, let's do row number 4. This is going really well. So again, I need to just pin the top, so I know that I'm putting the top to the bottom, otherwise we're going to get in the right old muddle. And when I put it on the dining room table, it sat on the dining room table for, well, 3 or 4 days before I could get to it. I did apologise to John because he had to eat his dinner on a tray on his knee, which, you know, he doesn't like that. He likes to sit at the table. Quite right too. But it did look pretty when the sun was shining on it. It did look pretty. Right, so this is row number 4. So you see how those diamonds, they're sort of like slanty diamonds, aren't they? Look really lovely. I'm really enjoying it. Oh, you can see at the back now, it's coming down. How lovely. Right, so let's put row number 4 on. What time? Oh, see, it's only 10:30. My goodness, this is amazing. I didn't think we'd get so far. It's brilliant. So I don't know how many viewers we've got this morning. Probably not very many. People do stuff on Saturday mornings, don't they? I've found. I thought Saturday mornings would be absolutely perfect, but hopefully you'll watch this later. So don't forget, if you donate today, not only will you have a chance to win this lovely, lovely, pretty quilt, but also to win one of my Franny purses, which you can see is these here. Let me put one there that you can see. Just a sec. Just there. Look, I ought to have a little stand for it. I don't think I've got one in my room, a little stand. No, I best not. Oh, hold on, let me just use my very fancy pin cushion. Let's put that there. There you go. So you can win one of those, or you can win, I'll put them there, that fat quarter bundle. And that is that is the one. I picked it out this morning. And like I say, I shall be taking my Franny purses to Newmarket, and they will be selling on my stand. I don't know what price yet. I can't think what price they're going to be. Probably about £7.50, so not hugely expensive. I think that I'll have to sort of think about it really. But I want to make a few more this week, just so it looks like there's lots, and then people can choose. People can have a choice of colours if they're interested. But actually, I've also got free patterns to give away as well on my stand. I've got the Franny purse. I've still got leaflets from last year. It's the free Franny purse. Oh, Blossom. I don't know if any of you remember Blossom, but that was another really popular purse. And I used that for about a year before Franny took over. And yeah, so if you visit my stand next week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you can have a free pattern, which will be lovely. We can have a chat, have a little chat about stuff. Yeah. I'm not sure yet how I'm going to have my stand. I didn't particularly want to stand behind it this time. I wanted to be in front, so I can accost people, stop people and talk to them. And Adrienne is helping me on the Thursday set it up, so we'll have a little look at how we want it set up. She's not helping me any other time that I'm aware of, but she's helping me set it up, which is actually really an important part, because you've got to get it right, because you can't, well, you can I suppose change it after that, but it's not handy to do that when you're in the middle of a show. Right, let's just have the back stitches. Wow, look at this. Oh, we're getting on really well. So that's the 4th row done. So let's just hold it so you can see. Hold on. There you go. It's looking good, isn't it? I'm really pleased with how it's getting together. And my points are fabulous because of the nesting. I'm not suggesting for a minute that that I've hit all the points. That one's right out. But what I'm saying is these junctions are good. And once it's quilted, you actually won't see it. So all you'll see is the pretty fabrics. So it's coming together, isn't it? It's upside down actually. Well, actually it's the same top and bottom, so it doesn't matter. But you can see how all the light pinks work. Lovely. And you can see how some of them have been, depends how they've been cut as to whether they are together or not, and I've mixed them all up anyway. So right, so that's row number 4. So let's get number 5, which is literally here. So I can just turn around and get that. It's a little bit creased. I'm not going to tell you why it's creased. I'm not. I promised myself I wouldn't tell you. So I'm not going to tell you. Right, so top edge and bottom edge. Let's put those together. And I shall stitch from this end up here. You can't see this end up here. I shall stitch from that end. Sorry about the creasing there. And then I'll pin the other end. Not that I need to, but I'll pin it just in case I forget. And then if I flip that, you can see that we've got another row 6, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh no, so row 4, so we had 2 lights, 6 lights, 8 lights, 8 lights. And because we're turning the corner now, we've got, this is row 5, so we're coming back down the quilt now. if that makes sense. If that makes sense what I'm saying. Oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, so it's my birthday this week. It's always my birthday in half term, like I said. And we went to Southwold and we parked up near the harbour, and thankfully all the little fish and chip shops that were burnt down 2 or 3 years ago now have been rebuilt, which I'm very pleased about, because the harbour is such a nice place. It's not at all commercialised. It has the little boat ferry over to oh, is it Walberswick? Gosh, forgotten. All of a sudden my brain's gone dead. Anyway, the little boat ferry, and a lady is the rower that takes you across. It's just like a little inlet that she takes you across, and yeah, so all the little fish and chip shops have been rebuilt, which I'm so super happy about. So then we walked up to, there's a big sort of pub right at the end of the harbour. It's quite a walk, and it's not an easy walk because the roads are horrendous with potholes, and you have to pass all the boat sheds, all the boat kind of building sheds and repair sheds and all that sort of thing. And sorry, I'm concentrating on what I'm doing here. So yeah, so you walk right up to the pub, and it shows you on the pub wall where the flood levels have been over the years, and it's really high. It's about halfway up the windows of the pub, so you can tell that it's been really flooded over the years. It's not a modern phenomenon really. This has all happened before. And so we then took the road sort of to the west of Southwold and up into the village that way, which was really nice. Quite a long walk. Took my walking pole, so I was okay. And we went to the little fish and chip shop, which we always do every year on my birthday. That's what we do. That's why we go. And we had fish and chips. And then we went to the amber shop and had a little chat to the man there. I saw a beautiful, beautiful necklace in a cabinet, and although John really wanted to buy me a birthday present, he bought me my amber about 3 years ago, and it was incredibly expensive, but it's just such a gorgeous piece. I absolutely love it. So I bought it for myself. It's got a fly in it. Abigail was talking about this the other night. It's got a fly in the amber, which is 40 million years old. Can you, I mean, you can't comprehend it really, can you? And so I bought that, which should be coming over the next few days. And my girls contributed to it as my birthday present, which is lovely. So I've got another lovely necklace coming, which has a 40 million year old fly in it. Absolutely thrilled to bits I am with that. Thrilled to bits. So, but I ordered it online because I saw it in the shop and I thought, oh, I really quite like that. And when I got home, I thought, you know what, I should have it. Why not? Why not? So I did. I ordered it, and then the girls chipped in. Oh, Wendy says she's hoping the quilt has her name on it. Oh, Wendy, I know, it's ever so tricky, isn't it? Because we know, let me just put a pin in the top so I don't lose what I'm doing. Because when you start to see it grow together, it becomes really personal, doesn't it, the quilt? Because we've all been involved with it over the last few weeks. So it's understandable that you think, oh, actually, it's coming together really well. And I really like it, and I love that. But if you've donated, then you're in with a chance. We do it on the wheel, the number wheel. John and I will put everybody's name in, and there's lots of threads that I need to trim away. So this is row number 6. Row number 6. Oh, it's only 20 to 11. So I reckon we'll get it done in the hour. I'm not going to press it, but I'll hold it up. It looks a bit bare behind me now, doesn't it? I'm going to stitch the other way. No, I can't. I'm just there. I was just thinking I wanted to stitch the other way because of the way the seams went, but that doesn't actually work out like that. Anyway, yeah, so then we went to the amber shop, as I said. We had a look at the amber, which was all just absolutely gorgeous. Happened to notice a little cabinet which has the amber in, that is 40 million, well, they're all 40 million years old, but had flies in, which, oh my gosh, I've always wanted to have a piece with a fly in. Because that's the whole thing about the resin, isn't it? That as the resin was coming down the tree, it was trapping the flies, which is okay, not very nice, but oh, come on, it's 40 million years ago. And then of course, what would have happened? Was it the Ice Age or something? I don't know what happened to preserve it, or perhaps that's just what happened. It preserved it because it was in the resin. I should know, since I'm an avid amber collector. I just go for the pretty. It's just because it's pretty to me. Might not be everybody's cup of tea. Right, let me get my stiletto because that really helps keep everything straight. Yeah, so then we went to the Two Magpies bakery and got some cakes, and although I'm on a strict diet, okay, kind of, and I am losing weight, thank God, but I thought it's my birthday, so I'm going to have a cake. So have a cake I did. It's delish. What did I have? I had a pecan tart. John had a blackberry and apple bakewell, and we had an amaretti macaroon for the journey home. Yeah, so it was a good day. Yeah, and it's John's birthday in a couple of weeks. So I don't know what we're going to do. I mean, I've got to, fortunately, I have to go to my dad's, because you know I always go on a Tuesday, but I have to go this time because the gas man's coming to service the fire and somebody needs to be there. It would take half an hour for my dad to get to the door, so best if somebody goes and sorts out the gas man. And then I did suggest a Pizza Express, so we might well go. Well, thank you for donating. I can see the donations coming through, so thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Yes, let's not forget that this is for a worthy cause. This is for the Sue Ryder Hospice, Thorpe Hall in Peterborough, where my lovely niece Amanda is an occupational therapist, and she's running the London Marathon to raise more funds for them, which I think is wonderful. It's not a birthday without a cake, quite right, Judith. Birthday's not right without a cake. So there's row 6, so it's not too bad. I think anybody would be happy to receive that. And when I do the quilting, it's just going to be Spirelli quilting, so it wanders all over the place. Probably do it in gold thread, because you know I do most of my quilting in gold thread. It's kind of like become my signature now. So let's have a look at that. So I've only got 2 rows to put on. See how the scrappy slanted diamonds really stand out, don't they? Really stand out. Oh, it's so pretty. And what does it remind me of? It's kind of like strawberry ice cream, isn't it? It's like, do you think? Oh, there's the postman. We can't go, can we? You'll have to leave it on the doorstep or take it away. That's probably my necklace, actually. Probably my necklace. I can't stop the live though. You always know this is going to happen. John's at tennis, so I'm on my own. Okay, so that's row 7, kind of pinned on both ends. So I'm just going to stitch from here now. So let's pop the side camera on. Now, when I do lives in YouTube, which will happen, unfortunately, I know a lot of you won't like it because a lot of you get used to Facebook. You will still get all the different camera positions. Oh, see, bell gone, Millie goes. Actually, she's not been as mental as she normally is, so that's quite nice. So, what was I saying? Yeah, you'll still have all the camera positions as normal. It'll be just like this, but on YouTube. So that's no bad thing. It's no bad thing. And I've neglected YouTube a little bit over the time. So, well, if it's a signed for parcel, I shall have to go to the sorting office in Milton Hall. Well, that's okay. I can do that. It can wait. I should have got it really. If it was my necklace, then you could have a look at it. I could have a look at it. Anyway, I knew that would happen. It's always the way, isn't it? Yeah, so, like I say, don't forget, if you donate today, you'll be in with a chance of winning some fat quarters, which are here. Let's just move that out of the way, just here, or a Franny purse. So, and there'll be 2 people picked out. Now, thinking about last week, last Saturday, I think I only had about maybe 15 donations. So the chances of winning are actually quite high, aren't they? Because obviously not everybody, well, hardly anybody watches the live. But it is all day Saturday, so up until about midnight tonight. I'll have a look, because all the donations are timed and dated, so I know when people donated. And yeah, I'll pick a name up. Raspberry Ripple. Yeah, actually, that reminds me of the bag that we made, Raspberry Ripple, because yeah, that was all pinks. And I've probably got more blue scraps than pink scraps. So, gosh. But 2025 is going through my scraps, so we're going to have lots of scrappy projects. I've got a lovely pattern for you that's coming. Well, I don't think it's going to be next week now, but it will be the week after for sure. Definitely. Here we are, Raspberry Ripple. Yeah. There we go. So that's row 7. Let's just have a quick look at that. There we go. Not perfect, but not bad. Not bad. Look at that. That. Okay, let's just show you that. That and that. That's perfection. That one and that one. It's not bad. Now where these seams meet, you can imagine that's quite lumpy there. So when I quilt it, I'll avoid going across this junction here. I mean, I might press these seams open. I'll see. I might do that, and that sort of kind of spreads the load, if you like. I'll see. Oh, thank you. Another donation come through. Thank you. Right, so this is the last one. My gosh. I honestly didn't think that I would do all this in an hour. I thought, nah, I'm going to have to do about half, and then finish the rest off maybe next week. But yeah, that's quite good. I'm quite pleased with that. So I'm pinning just the ends. So obviously I'm making sure that the row is not twisted. And so do you think I should send Tula Pink my template? I thought about contacting her, so I've just pinned that in there. I thought about contacting her and sending, well, I've already left a comment on her post with her fabulous half rectangle triangle quilt. You need to look at it, it's just amazing. And I've already left a comment and she's liked my comment, so she knows I exist in the world. And I did really think about sending it to her. And Andy from Crafty UK, he liked my post as well, so he knows that I've mentioned this to Tula Pink. But it is a fantastic template. I mean, it's Andy's genius. I was thinking of something completely different. And he came back to me, well, not completely different, but he came back to me and he said, no. You want to do it this way, Lizzie. And he showed me a diagram, and I have no idea, A, how his brain came up with it, and B, when I looked at it, how it worked. No idea. Couldn't, well, you know, I need to be shown, like everybody else, I need to be shown. And so then he showed me. And I thought, oh my God, that's genius. But if you're doing a quilt like this, where you want the plain diamonds to match as well, you need to plot it out. You do need to plot it out, and you need to work out the fabrics and which, you know, which pieces go where. You know, if you've got the time to do that, that's brilliant. It's a fantastic method. It really is. I put your name on her comments for your template. Oh, Wendy, well done. Yeah, I think perhaps I should just send her one with the instructions. I think it's a good idea. I have to say, I don't know if you look at her demonstration. No, it wasn't a demonstration, but if you watch her video, and she tells you how she made the half rectangle triangles. They are slightly narrower than this, but that's just a technicality. It was incredibly complicated. I thought, what? You obviously haven't seen mine and Andy's template. Because it was his genius. I wouldn't ever take that away from him. It wasn't my idea. Well, the idea was I wanted a template for my Blue Beauty quilt ladies that we did when we did the workshop. Right, goodness gracious me, everybody. That is the quilt put together. And oh right, thanks. Yeah. I did see. Andy had liked the comment as well. Right, so that's the last row. Let me just show you, and then I'll pin it behind me, and you can see what it looks like. I can see what it looks like. Obviously, with all the seams, it's made it a little bit smaller, which is fine. And then obviously it needs a really good press. I might open those seams up. And then we'll put the borders on, and then we'll quilt it. So let me pin it up behind me. I'll put you on the front camera. Looks a little dull behind me now, doesn't it? So you'll have to bear with me because you'll see my back, which is okay, isn't it? I mean, it's not a bad back. Got me La La t-shirt on, sweatshirt. Right, so let's have a go at pinning this without making a pig's ear of it. Okay. Let me just get it. I need to have a few pins on me. Right, then if I put it about here. I don't think you'll see the whole thing, but I can zoom the camera out. I'll zoom the camera out so you can see the whole thing. Oop. Put one in the middle. Right. It's a bit wonky. Let me zoom it out. There we go. It's a bit lopsided, but I'm sure you'll forgive me for that. There. I'll take that left-hand side down. Let's bear with. There. A bit better. Let's move my chair. So it needs, obviously it needs a good press, but now you can see the tones a bit better. So like I was saying, if you plan this out, so if you had graph paper and you planned this out, or just even plain paper and you put the diamonds on it, you could work out if you've got, like, for instance, if this was the same colour and this was the same colour and stuff like that. I don't think it matters, because in actual fact, when in real life, what shows up most are the scrappy diamonds, not necessarily the plains, but you do get that effect of the lights in the middle, and I think once it's had a good press, I think that would be super. I don't know the measurements, just let me see if I'm a tape measure. Here it is. So with the border on as well, we're looking at, well, 42, let's say. So let's say 44, 46. So with the binding, it's going to be about 47 by, hold on, 47. Let me come over this side. So better. 47 by. Oh, it's going to be about 47 by about 54. So obviously it's a rectangle. What do we think? Once it's had a press. So, if you donate, I'm a bit far away now, aren't I? If you donate today or any time, you'll have your name put in my Excel spreadsheet, which John's going to help me do. And we will spin the wheel in 2 or 3 weeks' time, once I've quilted it and everything, once it's finished, to win this. Could be anybody in the entire world. There's not hundreds and hundreds of donations, so you're in with a fairly good chance, I think. And if you were the early ones that donated, may I suggest, and this is only a suggestion, so I'm not telling you what to do, that you kind of donate again, so you're kind of in the middle to the end of the pack as well. It's just, you know, how my brain thinks. So it'll have the borders, it'll have the binding, so it won't be far off the quilt that I've got behind me. Which quilt is this? Oh, I think this is the, yeah, this is the floating glass one, look. And it's going to be Spirelli quilted, so it'll be all over it. That's my definition of Spirelli. Yes, so if you donate, not only will you have the chance to win this quilt behind me, but also to win a Franny purse today, only for today, a Franny purse and a fat quarter bundle. Okay, so that's the chances that you'll have today. But if you donate any time, your name will go into my Excel spreadsheet to win the quilt, which is great. Just looking at it to make sure it's balanced. I think it's pretty balanced. It's too late now. I'm not undoing it for anybody. Right, okay, well that's me done. Well, actually it's 11 o'clock, which is great, isn't it? It's just timed absolutely to perfection. Thanks ever so much for your company. Let me think. Kath is live on my page here on Monday. I can't remember what she's doing. Oh, listen, if it is a tutorial, then it's possible that we will be doing that on YouTube, or we'll do it live on a Facebook Live, and then it will be converted into a YouTube tutorial. So whichever way, if it's a tutorial, I will always now convert to YouTube. It's not easy. the technicalities. It's easier to do a live on YouTube and then just give you guys on Facebook the link. So we'll see how we get on with it. New ways. Let's embrace change. Let's not be negative. And I've got nearly 44,000 people on YouTube, so perhaps I need to feed them with some nice things. Maybe I should put this on there. That would be fun. Right, okay, thanks ever so much for watching. Really appreciate your company. I'm going to go and see if the postman has left me my little parcel. Do watch Kath live on here on Monday night. That would be super. So have a lovely rest of your weekend. Bye bye everybody. Bye.